And our overview of our redesigned SAT, and remember you can access our resources at the bit.ly address and also our hashtag so you can offer your feedback. There is a complete redesign of the SAT for 2016. Many of you may have taken the SAT. You remember studying odd vocabulary that you would never use in your life, okay? We've done a lot of test prep with kids and international students on the SAT, and they had flashcards, and they were notorious for weird vocabulary that kids would never use in their lifetime. That's going away. That's part of the complete redesign of the SAT. There are 2 parts plus an essay. The first part is called evidence-based reading and writing. The second part is the math test. The third part is the essay, which is optional. However, in Michigan, our juniors will be required to take the essay. So that will be a portion of their testing that will not be optional for our juniors. But when you read about the redesigned SAT, it talks about an optional essay piece. The test length is 3 hours and 50 minutes. The 50 minutes is the essay. So the math and reading portions will take them 3 hours. That essay is a 50-minute essay. There's a composite scoring, and the scoring is changing. Currently, if a student is taking an SAT, they can go up to 2,400 on the scale. The scale is being reset for next year, and so you will have a composite score report of 400 to 1,600. And that will be the score scale for next year for the 2016 SAT. The essay is not included in that composite score. The essay will come back to you as a separate score, and the essay will be scored 2 to 8 on 3 different traits: reading, writing, and analysis. So you'll get a score back on each of those traits for the essay. A few more details about the redesigned SAT. It is aligned to the Common Core, and that was part of the reason that we are looking at it and that we did switch, is that it has better alignment than the ACT does right now. So the SAT is fully aligned to the Common Core ELA and Common Core Math. The evidence-based reading and writing section has 2 subtests within it. So there's a reading test, and then there's a writing and language test. Both of those tests are multiple choice tests. Okay? So both of those are multiple choice tests. The math has 1 section with a calculator, 1 section without. It is not completely multiple choice. Students will need to produce answers for portions of the test, and Rusty will go into that later in his math session. The essay, there will be 1 prompt, so 50 minutes, 1 prompt, and it will not be a student reacting to an issue or a student opinion of an issue. It will be students analyzing the author's craft. It will be students explaining how the author persuaded their audience with their argument. So it will not be an opinion base. It will be, can they analyze author's craft and produce an essay on that piece. This is a glance at how it's scored. If you read the chart from the top down, you will have your composite score between 400 and 1,600. That composite score is made up of 2 sections, the evidence-based reading and writing and the math. Within each of those sections, the evidence-based reading and writing is made up of the reading test and the writing and language test. The math test is made up of the math test. Okay? Now, across both of the evidence-based reading and writing and the math, there will be an analysis in science score. So for your science teachers, which are mourning the loss of the ACT, there will be an analysis score in science. There will also be an analysis in history and social studies score that will be produced, and you will get a report on how students did on their analysis in science and their analysis in history and social studies. And those questions will be pulled both from reading and writing and math. Okay, so there will be scenarios in each of those. There will also be sub-scores that come back on a scale of 1 to 15 in things like expression of ideas, conventions, command of evidence, passport to advanced math, problem solving and data analysis, you will receive sub-scores for those. So these are the types of reporting that we're looking at getting back from the SAT. With your essay, remember none of that included the essay because the essay is not within the composite score. The essay will come back, it will be scored by 2 raters, and the 2 raters will each use a scale that's 1 to 4. They will score it on the traits of reading, writing, and analysis. Each of those scores will be combined, and you'll get a final score on reading, writing, and analysis that is 2 through 8. Because you'll have the 2 combined scores of the raters. So that's what your essay scoring report will look like. So how does this measure up and stack up against our ACT? We're going to take a look at that.